Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and yes, my hair is better than yours, but that's okay. It's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Squid Game. Squid Game possibly getting a remake, an American remake. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've never seen Squid Game, but I do love eating squid and playing games, so I feel like I'm justified. I got the credentials to talk about this. That and oh right, nobody asked for this, at least so far as I can tell. Let's check out this article from comicbook.com. Squid Game getting an American remake from Netflix. Report. Back in 2021, Netflix released one of the biggest shows of the year with Squid Game, and it had people buzzing about it all over social media. And this is true. While I did say I've not seen it, that doesn't mean I escaped it. In fact, like I said, I got nothing against it, but man, the roommates I was living with at the time, they adored this show. They were watching it all the time. One of them even had like a Squid Game phone case or whatnot. I mean, this show was everywhere. You couldn't go to the mall without there being some like Squid Game knockoffs or all kinds of cheap products at Hot Topic. Cheap as in cheaply made, not cheap to pay for, because nothing at Hot Topic is cheap to pay for, but it's all cheaply made. Point is, yeah, it definitely did make a mark on pop culture. Everyone was obsessed with it, and now it's getting a remake, possibly. Again, I'm not sure who asked for that. Look, not everything is The Office from 2005. Just taking a property that wasn't American and making it American, not exactly a surefire way to do things. I mean, take a look at any live-action anime adaptation and tell me if Westerners adopting foreign franchises and remaking it in their own style has exactly been successful or beloved by fans. Either way, Squid Game quickly made a mark on pop culture by becoming several different memes and dropping a bunch of Halloween costumes. I'm pretty sure it did a bit more than that. I mean, yes, it did those things as well, but it also had a very well-written story. It was a foreign project that was loved here in America, but yeah, go ahead and boil it down to memes and Halloween costumes. Look, Korean TV and Korean movies, they're fantastic. Like I said, while I haven't seen Squid Game, I've seen my fair share of Korean dramas and movies. In fact, if you want something that's like John Wick, but makes John Wick look like it's for babies, watch the Korean film The Man from Nowhere. Now that is excellent. If you like Squid Game and you like Korean stuff, definitely check out that movie. But the point is, to boil it down to Halloween costumes and memes, that kind of does the show a disservice, at least from everything I've heard about it. Netflix is developing the highly anticipated second season of the series, which will probably begin filming sometime soon unless something changes. The streaming service seems to be in the game, with them planning several series, but the one that no one expected was an American version of the series. According to Jeff Snyder's The Hot Mic podcast, Netflix may be developing an American remake of the series, with David Fincher reportedly a person of interest to produce. Now that's interesting. David Fincher has a lot of great credits to his name, but mostly as a director, to my knowledge. Him being a producer, that's just a fancy way of saying he's going to shell out the money for it, so you may not exactly get the traditional Fincher style, but I mean, I could be wrong. I think it's a little bit sus. I don't know if having David Fincher's name attached to it is immediately going to draw a crowd. He's pretty niche, and for those that are interested in film and TV and know about his work, it's a cool name. He's definitely a unique type of guy, but I don't know, is that gonna draw in the normies that are like, hey, an American Squid Game remake? What? And it's got David Fincher attached? I just don't know that his name carries that sort of cachet, but I could be wrong. Seong Gi-hoon talked to IndieWire about lessons learned from the first helping of Squid Game. The series really hit a chord with viewers as the childhood games proved to be the perfect vehicle for the show's metaphors and narratives. I'm happy about it, of course, but it's bittersweet. Yes, it's great that audiences are consuming Korean content around the world. Well, not only are they consuming it, buddy, but they want to remake it. They think they can do better than you. Yeah, your fantastic, well-written, I believe award-winning show, it's great and all, but us whiteys here in the West, we can do better. And they appreciate it, but if you think about the themes of Squid Game, how far we are willing to go to accumulate personal wealth, the links people are forced to go to, the fact that it resonated with so many people around the world is worrying. A second season of the series was ordered ASAP, and now star Lee Jung-jae is dishing some big updates about the comeback. The information comes straight from Lee, as he did an interview with Ilgan Sports from London. It was there the actor was asked how development is coming along on Season 2 of Squid Game, and Lee admitted it won't be long before filming begins. Squid Game 2 will begin filming in the summer, and the filming will likely take about 10 months. We were working on Season 1 for about 10 months as well, but that was with delays caused by COVID-19. Seeing as Season 2 will be on a bigger scale, it will probably take longer to complete, the actor shared. He went on to stress his character Gi-hoon, or Ji-hoon, again I haven't seen the show, my apologies fans, has a lot to do in Season 2. After all, Squid Game left off with a cliffhanger promising drama as Lee's character is desperate for revenge. As such, the star expects he will finally share screen time with co-star Lee Byung-hun, who plays frontman in Squid Game. As we all saw at the end of Season 1, the main plot of Season 2 will be revenge, and the key figure who's controlled the workings of the games in Season 1 was Lee Byung-hun. A name that I'm sure that with practice I could learn to pronounce, but until then you're going to have to deal with my awful pronunciations, and I apologize. So it seems the two of us will be the central figures of the next story. This is the first time I'll be working with Lee Byung-hun. Actually, we worked on a drama called White Nights 3.98 back in the day, but we didn't have any scenes together, Lee shared. Oh, that's a cool, fun little bit of Squid Game trivia for you guys. I'm here to provide for you. Now you have something interesting to talk about at cocktail parties when you're done addressing how awful an American remake of Squid Game would be. What are you thinking about an American version of Netflix Squid Game? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below or by hitting up our writer for Nate Braille on Twitter. Well, I will tell you guys exactly what I think, and I'm sure you have an idea of where I'm going with this. There's only one reason that the West would want to remake this show, and it's purely politics and propaganda. Yeah, the original was a smash success, but did it have all the diversity quotas and the right LGBT representation? You know, were there enough disabled people in the show? You're going to take this property, you're going to remake it, and you're going to use that remake as a way to just get your foot in the door to push everything you've been trying to push that, let's be honest, a lot of Asian and Eastern cultures and television shows, be it anime, live action, movie, TV, what have you, doesn't push. They just set out to write good stories. The West can't do that. The West has to put forth their agenda and everything that they want to shove down your throats in their movies, TV shows, video games, etc., etc. And that's the real reason for this remake, if it is true, if it does end up happening. It's not because there's any way to improve the story. It's not because they want to adapt the story for a more Western audience, because it did amazing here in the West. American audiences loved Squid Game. So what reason is there to adapt it? They would make plenty of money with Squid Game Season 2, spin-offs, whatnot. The reason for remaking it is so they can absolutely put their politics, their agendas, anything they want to push, be it, again, diversity or anti-capitalist messages, even more anti-capitalist messages that were in the original season of Squid Game, all sorts of stuff like that. That is the reason for the remake. So don't get your hopes up. It's not because they have this wealth of creative knowledge that, hey, we think we can do something new here that hasn't been done, something we can explore that artistically wasn't in the original, an avenue for expression. No, what they want to do is continue, pandering and propaganda pushing, and it really is that simple. But that's just my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments below, or you can find me and let me know on Twitter at BoltTheWord. And please do subscribe. We are almost at that 800 subscriber mark, which means we're almost at that 1,000 subscriber mark, which is amazing. Thank you so much. Please sub, because I couldn't have done this without you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. You guys are the mans, the womens, the men and women, the theys and thems, the everything that make this possible. So the appreciation is absolutely there. I am a nerdy news channel. I do nerdy news every day. Not always about Netflix or TV shows, sometimes about video games, anime, Magic the Gathering, D&D, Disney, you name it. It's all here in the nerdosphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.